Hey everybody, this is Dave Blair, and today is December 20th of 2025, and I'm getting ready to do a fuel run on this bike. So it's got a 2.4 gallon gas tank, which will get you about 100 to 125 miles. So I'm going to fill up this 2-gallon bladder, and I'm going to run this until it's out of gas, and then I'm going to put the fuel that I'm carrying in the bladder in. So that's the plan for today, and I'm going to be heading out past Seven Springs, out to Bloody Basin, a place I haven't really explored yet, but yeah, that's on the agenda today. So I have this little hook here for filling up the bag, and I believe if I just clip it here, and then I'll be able to put my 2 gallons in there and fill it up. All right. This takes 91. Should be able to put that right in there. This is my first time using this, by the way. All right, it's kicking off right there. All right, I don't think I'm going to be able to get 2 gallons in here. So I got 1.8 gallons in there. So this did not get the 2 gallons. I got 1.8 in here. Okay, so it took a little getting on here, but I have this bungee net. I hope that's going to hold. I do have some other bungee cords with me, and I also have some zip ties, but yeah, I hope this holds. Again, I have the safety clips on here, so I shouldn't lose it. But you know, once you get off road and everything starts shaking around, who knows? But I'll tell you, I'm used to having a top box, and without a top box, I've had to rethink everything. We'll get it all locked up here and hit the road. Okay, so we need to reset the trip meters. Let's see, info, trip 1. We'll reset that, and then I'll reset trip 2. Trip 2 will be for the total, and trip 1 will be for this tank of fuel. So again, I should have 100 to 125 mile range, and then I'll add the fuel that I just got in the bladder, and we'll see how we get on. But we got a long way to go. You don't see that every day. I haven't seen four-wheelers in a while. Okay, so it took me less than 30 minutes to get here. This is Wildcat OHV area, and you can see there's a bunch of people out here that bring their dirt bikes and whatnot. But if you're not from Arizona, I don't know how it works in other states, but in order to ride here, you have to have one of these OHV stickers and pass a test. But that stands for off-highway vehicle. So we're doing a gear check. Make sure our fuel and everything is secure before we hit the trails. Now, I plan on doing this power line trail at some point. I'm not sure when, but that's not what the mission is today. The mission today is to go out. I think I'm going to Bloody Basin, so through Seven Springs, and we want to use up all our fuel and refuel with the bag, just so I have some confidence in the whole system. But again, it's throwing me off a little bit without having a tail bag, but I think I have it pretty secure. Again, once we get off pavement, it'll really show. But you know, there's no leaking or anything here. There's a spout for filling it. So yep. All right, so that way's Bartlett Lake. This is Wildcat OHV, and St. Clair OHV is over there, kind of where that mountain is. And Seven Springs is down that way, so that's where I'm heading. But there's, again, less than 30 minutes from my house, and there's just tons of riding, and I'll talk about that some more once I get going. But yeah, it's just nice that we have these areas, and hopefully people don't screw it up and we lose it. So all right, pavement ends. All right, so we put on, let's see, 28 miles. All right, we're gonna do another gear check right here. Yeah, so here's another trail. At some point I want to do some more exploring back here, but yeah, the gear looks like it's hanging in there. Yeah, so basically now that I have this bike, I want to explore some harder trails, and there's tons of them back here. And hold on, let me turn my music down. So I watch Itchy Boots, and I watch, a bunch of other people, and they go to all these exotic places, and I think Itchy Boots is in Tajikistan or something right now. I don't even know. But, it's like I watch a lot of these people that ride off-road, and you think about going to, some great places, and, you kind of forget about the stuff you have around your house because you ride it all the time. I've been back here several times. But, when I stop and think about it, it's like where I live, I can be on a trail in 10 minutes. I can be to OHV area in less than 30. And I can come out and ride places like this, and it doesn't take me that long to get here. And this is it's a well-maintained dirt road, but it's still fun. And there's so many other trails that go off of this road that are more challenging. Like Sheep's Bridge is an example of a more challenging trail. Looks like this was just graded here recently, which is nice. But no, it's like when you live somewhere and you ride those roads, those trails all the time, right? You start to want to go out farther and farther and have more experiences and see different things. But it's like, that may be true, but it takes you that much longer. I want to go down that road too eventually. I got to stay focused on what I'm doing. So again, within an hour of my house, I have some of the best roads in Arizona. Only because I live near a freeway system that links me to, everywhere that you'd want to go within a short amount of time. You just jump on the freeway, in an hour or less you can be, doing some great riding places. So the point I think I'm trying to make is, while I could spend, it would take me a little over 2 hours to get to the Arizona BDR that's closest to my house. And so the Arizona BDR, for people that don't know, are the backwoods discovery route, and there's a bunch of them in the western states. But it's just a trail and road system. In Arizona, it goes from it goes north and south, or south to north, depending on which way you want to tackle it. But it's like a route that they've laid out that covers the whole state. And again, while it's cool, that's why we went down to Bisbee last year. Even though we kind of got off, we kind of did the Arizona BDR, but we were off some places. Like, we didn't follow it exactly because I couldn't read my navigation properly, but we still did it, But again, you have these, like, I want to follow the BDR exactly, but it takes me over 2 hours just to get there. And again, it's like I'm going to travel 2 hours to ride roads just like this that I could ride 30 minutes from my house. And when you look at it like that, what is this? There's a little pull out here for something. I guess to look over there on the, I guess that these rock faces or something. Maybe there's a trail down there. But yeah, there's just no sense in me riding all the way over there, and because it burns so much of your day when I can come out here and explore. And this is close to my house, and there's a lot of trails I haven't explored out here. So yeah, there's a lot of them. I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't have to go that far to look for adventure when I could just focus right around my house. Oh, it's washboardy as hell right there. I haven't fully explored all the trails around my house. So again, I don't need to go on these grand adventures. and burn all this time. Matter of fact, speaking of time, so I'm out here on a Saturday because I had originally planned to do this on Tuesday, December 23rd, which is my first day off of a week and a half of vacation for Christmas and New Year's. And yeah, my plan was to come out here on Tuesday, although when I pulled up the weather, it's calling for rain. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Dusty. Yeah, so Thursday is Christmas this year, and it's supposed to rain all week, so I don't know. I don't like coming out in the rain. I mean, I would do it, but I don't like it. And why would I if I have a day where I can take, if my wife doesn't mind me coming out here on a Saturday, which is kind of her day, then, I'd rather do that in the, beautiful weather. It's supposed to be a high of 77 today. And, yeah, so while I have the nice weather and everything, and if they're calling for rain, might as well come out here and do this little test I wanted to do. If this, if I get comfortable with it, if in theory, this 2 gallons doesn't take up much space, and I was thinking I could carry 2 gallons. Well, I filled it up to 1.8, but I could carry 2 on each side if I get one of those giant loop bags, because it's not that heavy and it's not that bad. And if I could carry 2 2-gallon fuel bladders, then I would have over a 300-mile range on this thing, which is awesome. I think that it might be the better route than buying a bigger fuel tank or something. Yeah, look at all those trails over there. And you got the power lines out here. What more could you want? I don't think I'm going up to the tower today because, again, I want to just focus on getting where I'm trying to go. But anyway, that's my thoughts on, exploring and doing off-road stuff. Do it around your house. Even if you ride the same trails over and over again, it's still, you can find some enjoyment, make some, make a game out of it. Like, okay, I'm gonna run this loop and see how fast I can do it, or something like that, and set a timer. Anything to make it, if you're getting bored of your own backyard, do things to make it more interesting, I guess. Alright, I'll turn this back on when we get down. So we've done 32 miles now. Alright, we've done 37 miles and we're coming into Seven Springs now. That's 37 miles from near my house where I filled up, I guess. Yeah. Oh man, it's cool right here, really cool. And slippery. Yeah, do not underestimate this with the algae in here. This is where a friend of ours dropped his bike and we had a hard time getting it going again because he had to punch in a code to recover it. But anyway, yeah, very slippery through there. Seven Springs. Man, it is really chilly right here, and the smell of the woods really strong right here. Probably because there's so much water in this area. Yeah, this is a really nice area. There's a good campsite up here too, if you're into that thing. Alright, we got another water crossing here. This was dry the last few times I've been out here, but yeah, another slippery zone. There's quite a bit of water back here. I think there's a hiking trail. Yeah, hiking trail over here. Cave Creek Trailhead. There's not that many people out here, but for a Saturday. But there's some. And again, it's a little cool. It's probably in the 60s right now. That's open. Cave Creek Campground. All right, here we go, back on the dirt. I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's a trail there that goes through here, and then there's another one that splits off there, but I'm pretty sure the hard packed one, the main one, is Table Mesa Road. And I would like to do that one again at some point. We tried that one coming from I-17, and we got stuck, and we had to turn around, but I think if I took it from this way, I should be able to make it through. But I know there's a bunch of, or there's one section where there's like some really big boulders that you got to go over. But anyway, I'm just saying there's still a lot of trails out here that I need to explore. And this is just one good example. I see another trail goes off that way. Where are we at now? We are, my eyes are watered. We're about 40 miles. Yeah, we're out here now. All right, so a couple thoughts. I could use some bar risers on this thing. The handlebars do sit a little low, especially if you're trying to stand up. I don't know. I might look into that because I've been thinking about it. And the other thought I had was, this is a better KLR 650 than the KLR 650 for off-road. And the reason I say that is because I had a KLR 650, but you know, they're comparable in top speed. They both do about 95 miles an hour, although this one might be a little bit faster than the KLR. It's also over 100 pounds lighter than the KLR. The KLR will chug up, you know, I mean, chug up the hills like nobody's business, but I feel like with the KLR it's like, you know, give it gas and it's like, hold on, I got this. You can't really force it to take a line, where this one is a lot more agile and you can put it where you want it, you know, if that makes sense. But they both seem to be just as fast and just as capable. Although you do have more wind protection on the KLR on the freeway, I still think this has a better top speed, and this one is definitely easier to ride off-road. And if you drop it, it'll be a lot easier to pick up. All right, just sharing a couple thoughts as I go along. Where are we at? About 46 miles. Yeah, once we get to 60, I think we'll be at the point of no return. So if I lose my fuel bag, I'll be stuck out here. But we'll see what happens. Because once I go over 60 miles, if I don't have the fuel bag, I don't think I got enough money, gas to make it back. So again, we'll see. All right, we're coming into the saddle, which is 50 miles. We're at 50 miles right now. You gotta love Arizona. All this great riding out here. One of these days, got to take these trails too. Find out where they go. All right, this is a good spot for a gear check. And again, we'll check make sure we're not losing our fuel. It has shifted around. That's the problem with this mesh or net. It doesn't always stay where you want it to. Doesn't look like we're losing anything though. All right, let's continue on. All right, we're at 52 miles. And you've actually got water running down here. That's a steep drop off. I'm gonna say, let's see, 55 miles might be half a tank. 55, 60, somewhere in there. Again, I won't know fully what my range is until I run out of gas. This is a pretty cool area. You know how I like the rock walls. I haven't really had a good hill climb yet, but the trail has gotten a little bit more rocky, so. And again, I don't really feel the need to stand up too much. This seems to handle it okay. It's just been a very relaxed ride, not really pushing it. And I don't think this bike was made for that. I think it's made to just go out on these trails and explore. But that's just my 2 cents. Again, I'm pretty happy with this bike so far. It's definitely light enough and it's fast enough. And those were the like 2 requirements that I really had. I just wanted something faster than the Honda 300 CRF. And uh-oh. There's a car down there. Oh my gosh. And somebody went down there and put a sticker on it too. Well, that's pretty amazing. And that's a ways down there. That's got to be 20 feet or more. Somebody probably stole that car and drove it out here and got stuck and just left it. It's a shame people have to do that, because then you got, somebody's got to come out here and clean that up. It's like, people are like that, just damage our outdoor riding areas is all they're doing. I mean, with a car sitting like that, probably oil leaked out, gas leaked out, who knows? Alright, I got distracted and I forgot what I was talking about. Uh-oh, there's a javelina right in the middle of the road. And then where there's one, there's usually more, and there they are. You got mom and dad and 2 kids. Huh. Oh, there's another one. He just woke up. Oh, there's another one. Oh, he's going to go for the tough climb there. Alright. Any more? I don't want to hit one of those. Man, so many distractions out here. This is one of the better parts of this trail, though. Back in this canyon, gully, or whatever you call it. You got a steep drop off down to the water on my right, and then a rock wall on my left. But I think I was comparing this to, yes, faster than the Honda CRF 300L. I said that. And then, yeah, and it's a lot lighter than the KLR 650. Yeah. And it's just as fast as the KLR, in my opinion. So, yeah, I needed something fast, and I needed something, for the highways. I needed to be able to tackle the highways. And then I knew I wanted something light enough that I could pick it up if I drop it. This is really a nice area. It's really cool right here. And you can smell the woods and the moisture in the air. I really looked hard at that Honda CRF-L, and I was like, it would need some stuff to make it better. But yeah, this bike was, I think, a couple $100 cheaper than the Honda was, and it didn't need all the extra stuff, and it's faster. Yeah, this is such a cool area back here. No wonder there's javelina. There's probably deer back here too. Either way, I don't want to hit either one. And I know there's cows in the area because I've seen them. Oh, the other thing I love about this bike is how quiet it is. So I'm listening to music in my helmet, and it's like I'm not even sure. So a lot of times I don't even hear the motorcycle at all. I wish the screen was a little bit higher, though. I feel like I have to really look down to see my, what gear I'm in, how fast I'm going, what my mileage is. It's not an easy. It's not like it's right there in front of you. You've got to look down to see it. I think there's a camping spot up here. Yeah, right here. I was going to say, if nobody's in it, maybe we'll go back in here. How cool is this? Yeah, a fire pit and a swing back here and everything. All right, let's get off and take a look around. So we are at 54 miles. I'm gonna say we're about halfway. We've used up half our tank. All right, gear check. Everything looks good. Although the gas bag looks like it shifted a little bit, but yeah, check out this swing. And look at that tree. That's pretty amazing. I don't think I trust that for my weight. Look at it. This is like a postcard. All right, cool spot. So easy to get distracted out here. Okay, so I'm at 55 miles and we are headed to Bloody Basin. Now, if I turn left here, that'll take me to the Bloody Basin exit on Interstate 17. If I go to the right here, it takes me to Sheep's Bridge. But there's a different way that I've never been before that actually takes you to Bloody Basin. And so from this point on, it's funny, they have a $1,000 reward for a dog out here on that sign. Like, who's going to stop and see that? Well, I guess we did, but anyway. Yeah, so we are going to head to Bloody Basin, which I've never been to before. And we're going to try and follow this map. Yeah, this is where I met the guy that runs the Motorcycle Travel channel on YouTube. If you've not checked out his stuff, he does excellent videos. So, Motorcycle Travel channel on YouTube. Yeah, this is the way to Sheep's Bridge, but we're going to take a left up here according to the map. And I did not bring a lunch. Let's see. I got almost 350 miles on the bike total. It's 11:30. I was past my lunchtime. But again, I didn't bring anything, so, well, I did not bring anything. I have some beef jerky and stuff like that, but I did not bring a lunch exactly. I brought some snacks. We're going to be making a left up here somewhere. Oh, right here. All right. This is all uncharted territory for me. And it could get rough out here. I have no idea. We'll start off with a little sand wash. Yep, deep sand. Alright. Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about earlier. It's like, you know, there's a lot of places that I haven't explored yet, this being one of them. And I got the perfect bike to do it. A little bit of a rocky hill climb right here. Oh, there's something out here. That's where they round up the cattle. It smells like cattle. I almost thought I saw a cow. Maybe not. Maybe it was Bigfoot. Alright, so this road is better than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be like a trail, but this is not that different from what we were just on, so. Again, you don't know until you go. I tried looking at this on Google Maps, and again, it just doesn't, you know, Google Maps is just not very good at telling you what you need to know. You know, what does the road look like? Is it a trail? It's just not very good at that. It's good at telling you navigation, because again, I have the map right there. Yeah, this might be a good time to talk about too. So I have I had to get a new phone. I have a Samsung S25. It's, you know, it's a new phone, but I had to get the new phone in order to hook into the T-Mobile satellite, which is Starlink. Thanks, Elon Musk. And it's supposed to be, when you're out here in the middle of nowhere, that I didn't expect to see somebody. You're supposed to be able to communicate with satellite through text message. And I just sent my wife a text message, and it said it didn't go through, and it said realigning satellites, which I thought was funny, but not funny if I was trying to get the message sent. The whole reason why I went with T-Mobile was because of the satellite and the ability to send a text message in case I'm in trouble. And it's the whole reason why I had to buy a new phone that would work with it. So, you know, you spend all this money, you expect it to work as advertised, and it doesn't always turn out that way, does it? But maybe they really are realigning some satellites just for my text message. We'll see. At my next stop, I'll check to see if it sent and if I can send another one. In order to get that service, though, you got to sign up for the T-Mobile Premium, which is, I don't know, it's a little expensive in my opinion, considering what my wife and my mom pay for their satellite or for their cell service. But again, if it saves your bacon when you're out here in the middle of nowhere, then it's worth it, right? Yeah, I did not want to do the Garmin InReach thing because, again, it's like another monthly fee for something that I feel like my cell phone should be able to do. Alright, this is getting a little bit more technical, but still not a bad road. Let's see, it's December. I wonder if it's hunting season for something. One of these days, maybe I should look up and see what the hunting seasons are in Arizona. I have no clue. I don't hunt. Alright. Let's see. Now, according to the map, if I turn right or left here, this should make a loop. Which doesn't look too bad. 16A. And I don't have this mapped out. So, alright, we'll turn that off. Alright, let's do the loop, but let's see where we're at. So we should have enough gas to do this loop, although I don't know how big it is. The fuel light still hasn't come on yet, and I'm at 58 miles since we got gas. And so usually when you get down to half a tank, the light comes on. I don't know if it's half a tank or what it's at, but we're going to keep going at least until the fuel light comes on, and then maybe we can figure out if it might come on after 60 miles or something. I'll keep an eye on it if I can. But this is the main screen, and I've seen the fuel light come up on here before. So, again, the whole reason for this trip was to run this thing bone dry and see what kind of range I really have. I did Google it. It said 100 to 125 miles. And as long as we don't lose our fuel, I think we'll be alright. It's a little bit of a rocky hill climb. Probably doesn't look like it on the camera. Again, this is all new to me. This is Explorer mode. So I don't know exactly what Bloody Basin is, but I don't know. You know, it would seem like it would be something specific and be like, okay, you've reached Bloody Basin, but what is a Bloody Basin? I don't know. Did they have some kind of shootout here? Or was it Cowboys and Indians thing? A slaughter? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to look that up. You know, I watch a lot of these YouTube Explorer channels like Itchy Boots and stuff like that, and you know, usually they'll give you a whole story about the area that they're exploring. I watch that guy Unomoto too, Eric. He's got a pretty good YouTube channel. He's going around the world too. He started in Alaska and went down to New Zealand. He's going to New Zealand around the world, or the spiral thing that he's doing. But you know, he visits all these different areas and can tell you all about them and all that other stuff. I mean, I find it fascinating, but I don't do the research like that, so I have no clue I just kind of come out here and wing it. Again, if I was a better planner, I would have brought a lunch, and you know, I would have been able to tell you what Bloody Basin is or is not. So here's a gate, private property. Yeah, I don't mind gates when they're open. I just hope nobody comes along and closes them and I get stuck somewhere. I'll have to be like calling somebody and say, hey, open the gate, I'm stuck out here. I have no idea what I'd do if that were the case. I just think about if they're on the other side and they close the gate over there, and then they came over here to close this gate, and I was going around here and I'd be locked in here, just me and the cows. Oh, yeah, this is drop-off technical stuff here. Yep, not bad. So far I haven't hit anything I couldn't handle. Alright, now we've got, oh no, it looks like I'm not sure what we got back here. If this is a ranch house or something. I think we stay to the left, or we're heading into somebody's house. I see a satellite dish down there. I see a camper. I bet they don't get many visitors out here. Yeah, that looks like some kind of ranch thing. And where you have humans, you have garbage. Uh-oh. This is muddy and rutted out, it seems like. Oh, good. They have the dogs chained up. I'd say I took a wrong turn somewhere, which means I got to go back the way I came. But no, does that go through? Alright, after looking at the map, it does look like I go this way. But it doesn't look like anybody's come through here in a long time. But this should come up here, and I should be able to make a left and go back out to where I originally started. Yeah, the navigation on a motorcycle is not that easy. Again, you don't really have the good tools. I mean, they're alright, but they're not great. Yeah, but they had dogs back there. I'm glad they were chained up. Now, I should be looking for a left up here somewhere, but it doesn't look like anybody's been down this trail in a long time, which means if I have a problem or get stuck out here, nobody's going to know how to find me. I mean, the grass has grown over on this trail. Alright, this is looking better. I see a more established trail down here. Alright, let's look at this. This is rocky. How's this for adventure? I want to see a bloody basin. Is that too much to ask? Although if those dogs had been off the chain, I might have been the bloody in the basin. My blood all over the basin. We need to stop and check the map again, and we need to make sure we're not losing our fuel. Otherwise we're screwed. Alright, this looks very rocky. No need to put a foot down. Alright, what's going on down here? No barbed wire, okay. Wow, this is cool. There's water down there. Let's see a fence. And I see water. Alright, hold on. Before I go down in there, let's check the map. Yeah, it looks like I go up here. I'm kind of off the trail a little bit, and then I want to make this left. Alright, I think if I cross here, I can get back. I don't see any trail over there, but I'm going to go for it. It's muddy. Alright, please don't get stuck. Alright. wasn't too bad. Alright, I think we're back on the trail. Whoa. Alright, this is really technical. I didn't put a foot down, so I was going pretty low speed, and this thing seemed to chug okay. Whoa. Oh, step up. I should have checked make sure my fuel was still attached. Alright. That was a pretty challenging hill climb right there. I know it doesn't look like it on the camera, but yeah. Alright, let me pull up here and we'll check the... Yep, I still got my fuel, and we still got a little ways to go for that left-hand turn to go back. The fuel light still hasn't come on yet, so... Where are we at? We're 60.1. I thought for sure it'd come on at 60. Alright, so my camera battery died, but we made it back to this... I think this is 16A or something like that. I don't know, the sign missing. I think the sign's missing. But anyway, that way is home. That way I have no idea where that goes. But yeah, we just came through here. Some rocky, good uphill sections. We still got our gas. The fuel light hasn't come on yet. Usually it comes on this front screen. So again, I don't know. We're at 60.5. I would imagine the fuel light should come on pretty soon. When we run out of fuel, we will fill up from the bag, and it'll be mission accomplished. Oh no, there's the sign, 16. Alright, so I guess we call this the Bloody Basin Loop, but there's a ranch house or something back down there. I saw a horse and a bunch of dogs chained up, but I'd hate to come through there when the dogs are off the chain, because they didn't look like the friendliest. So maybe don't do the Bloody Basin Loop. Yeah, I'd like to see where this this trail goes, though. This is just another option for exploring out here that I haven't really done yet. And again, just even getting back here, I passed probably 3 or 4 different trails that I wanted to go down and explore, but you know, it's hard to stay focused once you're out here. It's like, oh, I'd like to do that trail. Oh, I wonder what's down there, you know. But yeah, kind of cool out here. This was probably the most challenging part. Well, not this one, but the one I was just on was probably the most challenging part I've experienced so far on this bike. And again, this handled it like a champ. You know, even putting it down in first gear and you could just chug. Oh, there's something. Whoa, hold on a second. I see a teepee or something back there. Yeah, this is a wash, but on the other side of that wash there's some kind of structure over there. I don't know. I see a lot of tire tracks going back in there. Maybe we should go take a look. Oh my gosh, that is deep, deep sand right there. Oh yeah, this is wash, and we crossed some water somewhere. I don't want to get shot, and I don't want to end up in a bloody basin. Oh, this is somebody's campsite. Yep. Wow. Kind of cool though. I thought there was a teepee, but it's like a teepee tent. So this is somebody's favorite camping spot, obviously. But no, there's this wash is like super sandy, and but there's tons of tire tracks coming in here. Whoa, yeah, this is no joke. It doesn't look bad, but it is. I mean, just in that one section, it's like real silty. Those people are probably like, "Who's at our campsite?" No, I'm not delivering a pizza. Although if I had one, I could probably make a good chunk of money on it. It is lunchtime. And there were 2 tents there, so obviously more than one person. They'd be like, all right, who ordered the pizza? It'd be funny. It'd be funnier than getting shot for trespassing on somebody's campsite, I guess. Yeah, Arizona or Texas, who do you think has more guns? All right, Sandy Wash. And I had to cross some water to get over here. I wonder if I have to cross that water going back. All right, this isn't too bad, but okay. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. That looked like sandy, but it wasn't that bad. But going into that campsite, man, it was like super fine powder in that one section. All right, rocky, hill climbing. Got some power lines here, you know, like that. If you follow power lines, eventually you'll find civilization. I think. That's my theory anyway. I'm gonna stick to it. Yeah, this is a good exploring bike. Again, I haven't really had to stand up much. I haven't had to really put my feet down or any of that nonsense. It just seems to chug through everything I threw at it today. Another rocky hill climb here. Let's cross over. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is still going up, but it's not bad. There's another trail. It wasn't the one I came in on, I don't think. No, it was like level. Now I'm lost. I may have to look at the map again. But I don't know what that trail was going off that way to the right there. You know what I should have done was I should have done a donut where I turned off when I could have gone left or right. Oh, this is it right here. Never mind. Okay, I'm not lost. Whoa! Alright, caught that rocky wash a little weird. That was a little unsettling. Alright, I'm gonna check the map again. Maybe I am lost. The fuel light thing hasn't come on yet though. I don't remember seeing the power lines when I came in though. Oh, well, there's another trail. It's not the way I came though. Alright, let me check the map. Okay, after checking the map, we still have a ways to go to that where we turned in at. Alright, hopefully I have it zoomed in enough to be able to see it. So I am using Google Maps here, and that is not my phone. My phone, well, I was supposed to text my wife, I forgot. Let's see if that went through. But we haven't got to the place where I turned yet. Alright, this is where I was when I turned. Yeah, I should have done a donut right here or something so I would have known. Alright, so that was the Bloody Basin Loop. The only place Kawasaki... Oh, there's another trail. The only place where the Kawasaki was better was on the highway only because of the wind protection, not because of the top speed. Look at all this. You can go anywhere. Alright, made it back to... That way is Sheep's Bridge. That way is I-17. And where we just came from was Bloody Basin. But anyway. Yeah. Sheep's Bridge. One of these days, we're going to have to head back out there on this. But yeah, that was fun. Okay, so... Bloody Basin Loop was okay, except for the ranch house back there. And the light still hasn't come on for the fuel. I don't know why. But I'll bring it back when it does. Alright, we got a long way to go to get home. And yeah, we're at 65 miles. So I'm pretty sure we're past the point of no return where we will run out of gas before we get back. We don't have another 65 miles in the tank. I can't talk on this road. Yeah, when it gets washboardy, it's hard to talk, but man, I like this bike. The more I ride it, the more I like it. 50 miles an hour out here. Gotta watch out for javelina though, and deer, cows. Other than that, okay. Oh, the turn is coming up right here. Yeah, I'd also like to, while we're coming up to it and I'm thinking about it, yeah, if I go straight right here, I go to the I-17, but it's miles. It's miles to get there, and then there's tons of trails off that way too. So again, it's like you have all this space and land out here to explore, and again, it's pretty much in my backyard. Like 30 minutes to get to the start of this trail. Anyway, all right, I'll bring it back on when the gas light comes on, I think. All right, I'm putting the camera on right here just because there's a good chance to run into some animals in this section. Again, we're by the water stream right down on my left now, and all these rock walls. And I have seen deer come down these steep embankments before, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. But deer, javelina, and cows. I've seen cows here too. Oh, somebody's back in there where we were. Camping spot. Again, this is a Saturday, so I would imagine people would be out here camping right now, but I can't believe they're open. Especially with the mild weather. 70, it's supposed to be a high of 77 today or something like that. And we got rain coming next week. Now this is the problem last time when I was coming home from Sheep's Bridge. I was, in a hurry to get home. I was carrying a lot of speed, and that's when I had my first big accident on the Kawasaki KLR 650. I was coming home from Sheep's Bridge, but I was headed in the same direction, so I need to make sure I keep my speed in check and don't assume what's on the other side of a rise when I come to it and I can't see, and just assume that it's going straight when it wasn't. But if you haven't seen that video, it's on my channel somewhere. I think it's called Wreck After Sheep Bridge or something like that. Still no fuel light though. Seems like it would have been on by now. I'm pretty sure it comes on this front screen. Even this one says 0 up there on the fuel, which I don't know what that means. But anyway, no, I still haven't read the manual. Too busy doing stuff. Yeah, look at that trail. That's probably just a campsite. Should we go up in there? Yeah, it's just a campsite. But still pretty cool. There's another one over there. Man, it's a Saturday. I can't believe nobody's here. These are first come, first serve, I'm sure. I wonder why there's no water right here, because there's water down there and there's water up there, but for some reason there's none at this crossing right there. And I saw the water flowing, so it's got to be coming from somewhere. Alright, we're almost back to the saddle. And I'm trying to decide if I want to take a little break there. I do have some beef jerky. We've done 70 miles, still no gas light. I wish this had more information on the screen so I wouldn't have to fumble around while I'm... See, it's 12:35. I'm probably about an hour from home, maybe hour and a half, 12:30. So that'd be home by 2. I could probably be home by 2 if I push it. And we know what happened last time I pushed it, coming out of Sheepsbridge, so we don't want to crash. But yeah, I might take a break here. We'll have some beef jerky. Let me see if we can find a spot to sit. Yeah, I don't have a camp chair on here, obviously. I have a small bag and I have the fuel. But I will give the Kawasaki KLR 650 credit there. It could probably, well, definitely carry more weight and stuff. You know, I see guys with so much strapped to that thing because it's a pack mule. The KLR 650 can carry a lot. Oh, there's already somebody here. Well, I can find somewhere else to. It's not like I'm going to sit on the ledge over there and dangle my feet, but well, these guys are out here shooting, would be my guess. Again, the whole debate. You think there's more guns in Arizona or Texas? Leave your guess down in the comments. Maybe we could look that up if anybody even watches this. It's funny, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, and I'd like to find a quiet spot to just sit and have some beef jerky and some water, and then I roll up to somewhere I thought would be a good spot, and there's somebody there. Go figure. Alright, let's try not to kill ourselves on the way home, though. I'm thinking about unlocking the quick shifter on this thing, too. But that's another thing. It's like, apparently the quick shifter, you can keep the throttle open while you shift, I guess. But you can just close the throttle and shift without using the clutch. So it has the same. I don't know why you need the quick shifter, except for you don't have to close the throttle, I guess. It's really rutted out right here. You don't want to get stuck down in the ruts, and then you have to. Yeah, somebody came through here when it was muddy. But again, you can clutchless shift. So I don't know what the quick shifter is going to do for me, except for you just don't have to close the throttle when you shift. But it seems kind of silly to pay that kind of money just for that. It doesn't take me that long to shift it regular with the clutch either. It sucks that they hide that behind a paywall too. I was going to say I haven't seen any motorcycles out, and then we just saw 2. See, they're smart. They're not going alone. I'm going alone. That means I'm not smart. No fuel light yet. That's weird because I've gone 60 miles before and I've seen the fuel light come on. And I'm pretty sure it was on the main page here. I'm not so sure. That still says 0 under the fuel gauge. It says I'm doing 35 miles a gallon. That can't be right. Alright, we're getting ready to climb up that. So let's do a quick gear check and make sure we've got everything. Yep. I mean, the fuel bag is shifting around, but everything's still there under the net, so we're going to call it good. This bike isn't even fully unlocked yet. Got to do, I think, 600 miles and then take it into the dealer. And then they unlock it from the break-in period. Something like that, I don't know. Again, I didn't read the manual. Now, this is a good little hill climb, and it's deceptive. You can, if you're not paying attention, you can hit one of these big rocks. The other thing too is, like, how do you not look over the edge when you're right here? And that's how you get yourself into trouble and come on one of these big rocks here and knock your alignment Alright, I found this interesting rock right here. I think I'm going to sit right there, have some beef jerky and some water. Take a little break out here. The fuel is still on there. Everything's secure. 77 miles on this tank of gas. So we're not ready for a refuel yet, but I thought this was a good spot to take a break. Alright, so that was a nice break. I hope I secured that better. It's funny how when you're hungry, a little bit of beef jerky goes a long way. What are we at? 77 miles. The fuel light is on now. Alright. So, while I was sitting here having some beef jerky and some water, 6 vehicles went by. 3 trucks, 1 SUV, and 2 side-by-sides. And well, I did give the thumbs up to everybody. Only the side-by-side stopped to ask if I needed any help. So it's nice to know that if you are sitting out here on the side of the road, somebody will eventually stop and see if you're okay. Alright, we got a ways to go. And we still got to run out of gas. But I feel confident that I'm on my way home, even though I know I'm only carrying 1.8 gallons. But yeah, it should definitely get me back to civilization. But no, I was just thinking, it's like, you know, miles and miles away from fast food. Oh, I got somebody coming up behind me now. Miles and miles away from fast food, and a little beef jerky, really satisfying. Okay, so yeah, the fuel light came on here, and then if I switch over here, it's got a 4, and it just said 3 a minute ago. So I don't know what that number means. I mean, it can't mean I have 4 miles left on this tank. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. Again, I don't know what the number means. There's that turnoff. I think that's I think that road 41. I think that goes to Table Mesa Road, but I don't really know. Now there's shooting guns over there. But one of these days we need to take that trail over there. Yeah. So I'm still trying to figure out this gas thing. We haven't run out of gas yet, and where are we at? Almost 82 miles. But I'm predicting about 110 to 120. So we'll see. But I'm carrying more than enough to get me back. This is my first time using a fuel bladder too, so we'll see how that goes when I go to fill it. Alright, we're coming back into Seven Springs, one of my favorite spots back here. So this number went up to 8 now, and it looks like it says MI, so 8 miles to empty. I don't know, it just keeps changing number though. I don't know what that number means, because 8 miles to empty doesn't make any sense. Yeah. That's pretty deep right there. Alright, I know I said I wasn't going to go up to the tower, but I need to burn some more fuel off. I'm at 88. So I'm going to go up to the tower, and we'll see if we can burn off some more fuel. Otherwise, I'll be getting back into town when I run out, I think. Oh, there's cows. Alright, I'll bring it back in when we're up there. Hey, you behave. Stop looking at me like that. Yeah, how can you go out to Seven Springs and not come up to the tower? And this is the first time this bike's been up here, so looks about right. Alright, so we're at 92 now. Alright, let's do a gear check. Alright, everything's intact. Man, it's awesome up here. And you can see so far. There's 4 peaks over there. Again, I don't know if you guys can see it as far as I can. The camera just doesn't do distance, and it doesn't do slope of the hill. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Okay, so this is interesting. It says fuel reserve now. Gas lights on. And now it says 14. It looks like it says miles. 14 MI. I don't know. Huh. Alright, we're heading back down. What a view. Oh, these are the side-by-sides that passed me earlier, and I passed them back up. Nice people. They were the ones that offered to stop and check to see if I was alright. And one of them was on a Honda side-by-side. I haven't seen that before. Honda's not really a popular brand for side-by-side. Yeah. I don't know. Again, that's the road that we came up. Right down there. That's a great road. But again, I don't know how much you can see in the distance. But it's fantastic up here. Dangerous road though. I mean, you have debris in the road. You got vehicles coming. And it could be bicycles. It could be everything. I've seen everything up here. Side-by-sides, Jeeps, trucks. Usually going so fast you can't take it all in. But man, that's just great topography right there. Landscape. Alright. Alright, we'll keep an eye on the fuel gauge. We're at 93 miles. Alright, I'm taking a little detour. This is another road that I saw. And, oh, great. Goes to a closed gate. Private property, do not block gate. Well, that answers that question. But yeah, I'm at 100, where am I? 100.9 miles on this tank. Now this number says 23. I don't know. Maybe I have 23 miles left? Again, I don't know. Yeah, I think this says we've been going 3 hours and 38 minutes of travel time since I fueled up. So again, even though this has a small gas tank, it gets a lot of miles to the gallon, even though this says 35 miles per gallon, but that can't be right because that would have meant 70 miles, and we've gone over 100. So I don't know how it's doing its calculation, but yeah, I'm supposed to be going the other way now. All right, nice skid stop. But I'm almost back to the pavement, and I wanted to run out of gas out here, not on the road on the way home. But either way, when I run out of gas, I'm putting in the stuff that I have in the fuel bladder, because while this is good for fuel transport, it's not good for fuel storage. Yeah, so I'm reaching my arm back. I can still feel my bag and the fuel. So, all right, well, we'll see when I run out of gas, but I'm guessing this might go to 120 before it taps out. I'm not sure. But I'll keep you posted. But we don't have that much more gravel left, and we'll be back on the road. So I guess I'll just have to pull over on the side of the road and put the gas in. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, I found another trail. Again, we were almost back to pavement. And I saw this. It kind of comes down in this wash right here. But I've never been back here, so we're going to go back here a little bit and hopefully we'll run out of gas. But this looks like a nice trail. I mean, it's rocky, but it's not bad. Uh-oh. Somebody's breaking bad out here. Yeah, I wonder where this goes. I might have to look this up on the map because I don't want to go all the way back in here, but I don't know. It looks interesting. Because I'm actually running out of time, too. I thought I would have run out of gas by now. Or at least been close. But I guess, yeah, I wanted to run out of gas before I got back to the road because I didn't want to have to pull over in traffic just to put gas in here. Man, why haven't I been back here before? This is fantastic. I bet you this comes down into Cave Creek somewhere, if I had to guess. Alright, what do we got here? I don't know if that looks like a wash or a trail. This is what I was talking about, like, you know, there's probably trails near your home that you haven't explored yet. I know that's the case for me. It's like, you always want to go to all the big, you know, all the big spots like Four Peaks and, you know, ooh. There's one that goes up. I don't want to run out of gas on a hill. Man, this is fantastic back here. This definitely looks like side-by-sides come back here. Or trucks. Here's a good example. So, you know, you hit all the big things like the Grand Canyon, right? Yellowstone, Sequoia, and, you know, like, private property. But the point is that, you know, you hit all the big parks, all the famous ones, like we went to Zion and stuff like that, but there's lots of little ones that everyone skips over because they want to go to the big ones. Alright, so now I wonder where that other trail goes. Oh, I see it goes, I don't know if you can see this on camera, but it goes up and over that hill. I see something up there. It might be another gate thing, but this might be, you know, because this is Carefree, and I know there's resorts back here, but I wonder if this is like their private entrance and, you know, for the guests that want to come and do an outdoor adventure, they might come in and out this way. That's just a guess, but I know there's some resorts back here, and right on the other side of this hill is multi-million-dollar homes, so yeah, that would be my guess. This is their private drive for probably off-road adventure thing that they get people to come and stay. Alright, I got 102 miles. Well, I guess I'll be filling up on the side of the road because I'm running out of trails to go down now. I'm almost back to the pavement and I haven't run out of gas yet. That's why I was saying, like, these, you know, these small dual sport bikes, they get a lot of miles per gallon. So was it 2.4? Yeah, and we're already over 100, so we've gotten like 50 miles to the gallon. Alright, I found another trail. That's the road I should be on to go home. But we're going to see where this trail goes. Because again, I still got a ways to go before I'm out of fuel. Alright, this is steep. What a view. Really rocky. Why does it have to be so rocky? I'm pretty sure this comes in the back way to St. Clair OHV area, and I've ridden there before. Yeah, if I had to guess, because I've been close to those power lines on that side of this mountain here, or hill. Mountain? I don't know. Whatever this is. Alright, that looks like it goes up, but I don't think I'm going up there. I can't tell if that's a trail or not. Alright, we'll walk up there and look. This is steep. This isn't a trail. If I had to come up here, there's nowhere to go. Hey, there's a building down there. That's interesting. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Yeah, would have come up this thing and there's nowhere to go. Alright, I'll go back to it. I wish this thing would run out of gas already so I could put the fuel in. Alright, this thing's finally starting to run out of gas. It's sputtering. We got 108 on here. It's not completely out yet. I don't know where I'm going, but at least I'm off the main road. This looks like a great trail. This has got to go to the St. Clair OHV area. This is a nice road. Yeah, but I can feel, yeah, this is running out of gas. Again, if I were to turn around and go up that hill, I'm not sure it would make it. Oh no, I put it back into street mode. Maybe that's... Alright, let me put it back in off-road. Close throttle, okay. Man, this thing just won't run out of gas. I don't know, should I keep going? It's getting late. I need to get home. Alright, so off-road and traction control is off, ABS is off. I'm at almost 109 miles. Yeah, maybe that was the traction control that was messing me up. I thought it was sputtering for gas. Figured it's too good to be true. Well-maintained trail. Sears K Ranch, private property. Nope, still got plenty of gas. I'll spin in the back wheel. I don't know. I'm trying to run this thing out of gas. Alright, we'll continue on. It's got to happen sooner or later. Alright, so I've been on the road for a while now. These are the power lines that I'm trying to make my way to the power lines. Sandy wash. Alright, so I'm at 123.5 miles on this tank of gas, and it still hasn't run out. So I don't want to be on the road. You know, like, there's nothing worse than coming up to a stoplight and then, you know, stalling out and can't start your bike because it's out of gas. And they got to push it out of the way of the cars and everything. Yeah, so I'm going to take the power lines home since I know where I'm at now. Power lines. That way, if I run out of gas, I can just... Oh, I need to be on those... I need to be on that trail over there. You wouldn't think it'd matter, but it does. I see a way to cut through. Yeah, because if you get on the wrong power lines, you're not going to end up where you want to be. Alright, so, I don't know. Pretty impressed with this bike. It's, oh, down in the gully. These are the power lines I want to be on. Yeah, so far, pretty impressed with the, with this bike. And, you know, the range. I thought it'd make it to maybe 110, 115, but we're already, looks like we're going to make 125 maybe. But at least here I can pull over and put the fuel in. That's hopefully still on the back. It is. And I will let you know when I put the fuel in. Okay, so I finally ran out of gas. There's nothing left. 126.4 miles. So 125 was accurate. I don't know. This number says 49. This number kept climbing, so I don't understand why. But we're going to put our gas in now. And unfortunately, we're right here by the road. Unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know. Hopefully no police officer comes by and I can get this fuel in here. I kind of wanted to be out in the middle of nowhere, but unfortunately, it is what it is. All right, I will, let me get this fuel bladder off of here and then I'll record when I put it in. Okay, so I hung it here and put the spout on, and then I should just disconnect this and should be able to pour that in there. It's going. All right, I just got to put this stuff away and we should be good to go. So, fuel bladder. Should be able to just roll it up. Yeah, like I said, I mean, wow, I rode a lot today and it took me forever to run out of gas, in my opinion. But 126. All right, I'll button everything up and we'll get home. All right, just refilled the gas and now we will reset the trip 1. And then trip 2 still got our total on it. And trip 1 will have this fuel on it. Alright, time to go home. It's been a long day. And I don't think I'm going to take the trail home. I think I'm going to take the road home. What a day. This is not where I thought I was going to run out of fuel. I'll tell you that much. I made it a lot farther than I thought. Alright. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching.